Welcome to CandleLight Audiobook. The Secret Misses. Chapter 431. Isabella and her group kept spouting out insults persistently, each word harsher than before, trying to embarrass Luna, so as to get her revenge for what had happened at the company the other day. Luna had thought that everyone went over to Millie's side, so she would be able to be on her own in peace, but suddenly everyone was being aggressive towards her. She then put on a surprised face. If it isn't Beauty Isabella and Senior Millie, and my other colleagues, you guys are here too? Were you guys talking to me just now? Luna's words frustrated Isabella. Are you blind? You've just only noticed us after we've been here for so long. So the whole time she was insulting that girl was practically a monologue? Somewhere opposite the shop, a man laughed while he sipped his tea. TSK. This girl looked like a weak little pristine bunny, but her claws sure were viciously strong. The artistes surrounding her comforted her. Let it go, Isabella, don't talk to someone as weird as her. Isabella clenched her teeth. You're right. Not just weird, blind as well. Can't even get a peace of mind buying some jade. Millie mumbled, displeased. She casually picked up the jade bracelet she saw earlier, and without even asking for the price, she said, Boss, please get me this one. The shop owner realized that his future lady boss was not satisfied, and his anxiety crept up a notch. He carefully said, Goddess Millie, you have a good pair of eyes. This jade that you just casually picked is one of the best in our shop. I'll pack it up for you right now. He then quickly wrapped it in an exquisite packaging. Millie let Isabella hold the jade, then gave the shop owner her card. The owner smiled at her and said, Miss Millie, you don't have to pay. Millie raised her eyebrows. What do you mean? The owner rubbed his hands together. Miss Millie, I felt bad about the lack of service today. Just take this jade bracelet as an apology, please. If you don't, I might not be able to sleep tonight. Gift for my cousin? Isabella was shocked and stuttered. Did he just give away such an expensive jade bracelet? The Goldberg Corporation sure was generous. Even a jade shop owner under them was so magnanimous. If the man became her brother in one day, then... Millie stared at Isabella, before returning to her calm self. What an understanding owner. We shan't make things difficult either, so I'll take the jade bracelet on behalf of my cousin. Millie did not say anything else. Thank you, Mississippi Isabella. Thank you, Miss Millie. Thank you, the owner said profusely, then closed in and spoke in a deep tone. I hope someday, Miss Millie could help me to say some good words in front of CEO Goldberg. Even though the owner was upfront about his other intentions, Millie was appeased. You want me to be your messenger for such a message? The shop owner broke into a sweat. Of course not. I don't mean it that way. Chapter 432. Sensing his tension, Millie felt superior and she calmed herself down. I won't say anything about anyone on purpose, but since you've been working hard, CEO Goldberg would have noticed it himself. The shop owner knew that his trick had worked, so he smiled and thanked her, trying to make her visit to his shop even more memorable. Thank you, Ms. Millie. Actually, we have a lot more other goods in the shop. If you're not short on time, take a look around. Before Millie could say anything, Isabella scoffed. Our good mood has been ruined. What else is there left to see? The shop owner instantly understood and stared at Luna, then said coldly, Lady over there, you've been browsing for quite some time already. If you're not buying anything, then please leave. Don't hold up my business. Can't you see that I have a VIP to serve over here? Millie casually said, Boss, anyhow she's still your customer. It's not so good to just chase her away, right? People who didn't know better would think that I was discriminating against her. The shop owner became nervous again. Ms. Millie, it has nothing to do with you. We have too much low-cost jade stocked up, so we're selling it off at a cheap price and it attracts a lot of customers like her. Usually, such occurrences wouldn't happen. Ms. Millie, you know that our shop is a very classy one, and the deals that we usually close are worth about $1 million. I've been thinking of taking these jades off the display counter these few days. Otherwise, we won't have enough people to serve our customers. What if I just take them off now? I promise that no such thing will ever happen again. What do you think? Luna was touching her chin, impressed by the owner's speech, thinking that the devil sure hired a lot of talented people, who could flatter the heck out of anyone. Millie then replied him, "You're the owner, you make the decision." Millie said it amicably, making the owner relieved, so he confidently turned to Luna and rudely told her off, "Hey, I'm talking about you. Did you even hear what I just said? We're not selling these lousy jade ornaments anymore, go to the other shops." As expected, Millie practically preened herself hearing those words. The shop owner continued flattering his future lady boss and tried his best to chase away this useless customer. His small eyes suddenly spotted 3 men dressed smartly in suits walking straight towards his shop. As they got closer, the owner was shocked to see the leading man with close-shaven hair. How could it be? Why would this man suddenly come here? There had been no notice whatsoever from the management. Could it be a random visit? No, could it be that they knew Millie was here, so they came personally? TSK, it seemed like everyone received the news. It was a good thing that he had lavished her with compliments and praises earlier. It was too late for the others now. The shop owner smiled in relief and hurried towards the middle-aged man to welcome him. You. Who would have known? Before he could say anything more, the 3 men ignored him and walked past him, towards the lady who had just offended Millie. The shop owner was dumbfounded. You, what is this? Chapter 433. Moments before, the shop owner of Jade Treasury had already called security, thinking that if Luna was not going to leave, he would have to use brute force. Today could have been perfect, but too bad this woman kept on giving him trouble and even almost made him offend his VIP. What a nuisance. Luna glanced at the tiny security guard who did not look very tough. As she was about to say something, a polished formal voice came through. "Miss, are you here to buy some jade?" Luna looked up and saw the middle-aged man. "Yes, I am." "What is this about?" The middle-aged man nodded respectfully. "May I have the honor to serve you?" Luna took another look at this man again, noticing his tone of voice and cautiousness. She assumed that he was a worker here, so she continued, "I don't think so. Your boss just said that there aren't enough staff to attend to customers, so he's not selling these cheap jades anymore." Hearing these words, the middle-aged man turned around and stared at the shop owner. The shop owner's legs were trembling, and he wiped the beads of sweat off his forehead while remaining silent. The security guard from earlier stepped back against the wall and tried to make himself a wallflower. The middle-aged man turned to Luna, pausing in thought before he said, "While it's true that there are other choices as well, even though the general customer profile at Jade Treasury are those in the above-average class, we're very sensitive to our customers' needs. These jades had to be taken off display because they are flawed. Please forgive us." Was the taking off of the jades from the display counter not the owner's act to please Suyimo? Now this worker's explanation was that they were flawed? Luna was still rushing to get the present, so she did not think much about it and just nodded. "Oh, then I'll just go somewhere else." She then turned to leave. The middle-aged man stopped her. "Wait. Miss, I meant that, aside from these flawed goods, we have something more suitable for you." He then signaled to the 2 younger men behind him. They both held a black suitcase each, and upon the signal, they opened their cases together, holding the cases up at chest level in their arms to display in front of Luna. The middle-aged man gestured to Luna to take a closer look at the goods and explained, "These are some replacement goods we've just gotten. Take a look and see if there's anything you like." "What a coincidence," Luna said, pleasantly surprised. "Giving our best to our customers is our top priority," the middle-aged man answered seriously. Luna browsed through the goods, and even though she was not very knowledgeable about precious stones, from just the outlook she could tell that these jades were definitely better quality. She murmured, "They do seem better than the ones I saw just now." Tension left the man's body and he explored, "As long as you're satisfied. May I know what you're looking for? Is it for yourself or for someone else? I can give you some opinions as a reference." Seeing the middle-aged man serve Luna attentively, Isabella was unhappy. "Owner, what's wrong with your workers? Are they trying to get on her good side? It's just a small deal over there. Is it really worth it? How shallow." Like he has never seen money before. Chapter 434. The other artistes complained to the shop owner, "Why don't you look after your own workers? How low are their standards?" "You can't blame him, I can see that he looks quite old already and must have been working here for many years, yet he's still a lowly worker. He sure has bad eyesight. His way of handling things are so terrible. Why are you still keeping him here?" Listening to their conversation, the shop owner's chubby face turned red, and he tried his best to keep up a smile. "Ah, pretty ladies, let's forget about them over there. They aren't affecting us anymore. Have a look around, don't let your mood get affected." On the other hand, Luna realized that this worker's attitude was professional, so she let go of the thought of going to another shop. She explained to him, "Soon, it'll be my grandfather's 70th birthday. I'm thinking of giving him a bracelet made of jade beads." The middle-aged man confidently picked up a bracelet. "Miss, what do you think about this? This bracelet is made up of 29 crystal clear round emerald jade. All of them are made from the same ore, the colors." Luna ran her fingers over the beads and her eyes shone. "I actually don't really understand what you've just said, but I really like this one too. I've been looking around since just now but none of them gave me the urge to buy it." The man smiled. "It means that you have an affinity with this bracelet, which is really rare. Please rest assured that the quality of this bracelet is guaranteed excellent." Luna touched the bracelet. "I really do like this one, but how much is it?" "My budget is around $150,000. If it's higher than that, then I'll look at something else." The man replied, "What a coincidence. This bracelet costs exactly $150,000. Exactly $150,000? Luna's heart leapt in joy. He nodded. "Plus, we're doing a promotion, so there's another 20% discount." Luna was ecstatic as she was worried that all her money would go to the jade and she would have nothing left. Now, with the 20% discount, she would have a bit of money left. Luna nodded excitedly. "Give me this one." Anxiety disappeared from the man's face. "All right, I'll pack it up for you right now." "Okay, thank you." "You're welcome, it's my pleasure to serve you." He personally processed her payment, issued her receipt and packed the bracelet for her. Then, he handed it to her and bowed gracefully. "Please come again." The owner of Jade Treasury stayed silent the whole time, his wide eyes staring unbelievably at the bracelet Luna had just bought with less than $150,000. After Luna had left, Millie's bunch was still there. Seeing that Luna had gone, Isabella was still unhappy and she lashed out on the middle-aged man. "Hey, you. I'm talking about you. What's wrong with you? Your boss already said that you guys are not selling these cheap jade ornaments anymore. What makes you think that you can make decisions on your own?" Chapter 435. After hearing what Isabella said, the owner of Jade Treasury was shaking in fright. He tried to stop her from saying any further but it was already too late. The middle-aged man only glanced at Isabella dismissively, then he shifted his attention to the owner of Jade Treasury. He was different from how he treated Luna earlier. His aura was imposing and any trace of friendliness in his voice had vanished. He questioned, "Why was I not informed about the taking of these goods off display?" The owner could not take it anymore, and stammered in terror, "Manager, it's not what you think, I didn't mean it that way." Millie and Isabella's group were shocked to see the owner cowering in fright. Isabella, who was still scolding the man a while ago, was particularly stunned. "Manager, you." Millie's expression changed as well. "His surname is Yu, could it be?" The artistes whispered to each other. "What, this worker? No, this man is the manager." "What manager?" "I don't know. Could it be the CEO of the Jade Treasury franchise, Yu Wanyan?" "Impossible." Hearing the name Yu Wanyan, Isabella's face went pale and she whispered, "Impossible." At that moment, the owner was trying his best to explain himself. "Manager Yu, I don't mean that I'm taking them off display permanently. It's just that there weren't enough workers today, so I thought of this." "Not enough workers?" The middle-aged man glanced at the few workers standing around. The owner knew that he was not able to get himself out of this one, so he went closer to the man and spoke in a hushed tone. "Manager Yu, This Ms. Millie is a VIP and I had to treat her with extreme care. He then gave him a meaningful glance, seeking for his understanding. Isabella's groupies broadened in pride after hearing the owner's flattery. Who cares if you're the CEO? Even the CEO has to give way to my cousin. Millie stared at Isabella. Don't be rude. Although she stopped her, she did not show any signs of displeasure. Isabella did not care about anything anymore, and she started yelling, "Hey, you're the CEO Yuanyan, right? I know that you have your responsibilities, but the owner was just trying to serve us. After all, you should know my cousin here. Right, how much of a big deal is this?" The owner saw that Isabella was helping him, and he peered over at Millie with his hopes high up. Seeing the owner's SOS signal, Millie sipped her tea and said, "The owner was just trying to be nice, we'll let this slide off. No more next time." "There, my cousin said so, did you hear that?" The middle-aged man did not change the way he looked at Millie's posse. He averted his sight to the jade bracelet that was held by Isabella. "Miss, I wonder if this bracelet has been paid for already?" Isabella said without hesitation, "Pay? The owner gave this as a gift to my cousin." The middle-aged man looked at the owner brutally and reprimanded him harshly. "You ignored our system, taking off goods on display on your own. Neglected Jade Treasury's motto, and even asked the security to chase off a customer. Disregarded your professionalism by giving away a $2 million bracelet. How dare you, Feng Maokai? Who gave you such authority? Jade Treasury's reputation of 100 years was almost ruined by you." Chapter 436. At Yuanyan's harsh tone, Feng Maokai knew that he was done for. His legs quaked and he felt weak at the knees. Yuanyan did not even care about Millie. He did not have anyone to count on anymore. He could just apologize. Manager I'm just confused. I'm too greedy. It's my first time, really. Please forgive me." Yuanyan looked at him coldly. "First time or not, I'll be the judge of that. You've made quite a number of mistakes here, so don't bother begging me for forgiveness anymore because even I can't keep you here. Go directly to the finance department, get your salary for this month and leave. If further investigation shows that there have been similar incidents before and that the shop has suffered any losses, we'll take the necessary action by then." Feng Maokai widened his eyes and his heart sank. He was done for. If they found out about the previous cases as well. After that, Yuanyan turned to the other silent workers. "You guys are experienced workers here, but your performance today was disappointing. After so many years, how can you not even possess the basic qualities of a good worker? You dared to mistreat a customer. From today onwards, you don't have to come to work anymore. Manager you, we're wrong. Please give us another chance. The shop owner made us do all these." Isabella's posse thought that the manager would give in, but who knew that this would happen? Their faces went pale just listening to the workers begging. Millie particularly felt bad. Even though Yuanyan was scolding the shop owner, it felt like the sharp words were all directed towards her. After Yuanyan had settled down, he went up to Millie without even addressing her by her name, as if he did not recognize her. "Miss, I apologize for any inconvenience caused just now. This incident was a mistake by my workers. I'm sorry, but you can't have the jade bracelet." "What? You're taking back what you've just given?" Isabella yelled, then added, "Do you know who my cousin is? Everyone who comes to Jade Treasury has only one identity, our customer." Yuanyan said calmly, "Of course, if you like it so much, you could just pay for it. In fact, as an apology, I'll offer you a 5% discount." Isabella looked at him in disbelief. 5% discount? He had given Luna, that witch, a 20% discount, but only a measly 5% for her cousin. What was he trying to imply? Millie was incredibly upset. She had already been humiliated, whether or not she took this jade. At last, she took a deep breath and handed over her credit card and haughtily said, "You don't have to give me a discount. You're being too courteous, miss, it's a must." Yuanyan gave the card to the young man behind him. In the end, he still gave her a 5% discount. Millie did not even care about taking the bracelet and just left. Isabella quickly grabbed the jade bracelet from the counter before following her. Cousin, don't be mad. Yu Wanyan was too arrogant. Just think of it as an accident, we will have plenty of chances to correct him one day. Just wait, he'll regret it then. She's right, Millie. That Yu Wanyan was not being flexible at all, there was no point arguing with him. We're just unlucky this time. Who knew that Yu Wanyan would come over for a spot check at this time? Chapter 437. Luna went back to her apartment after shopping for the gift. After she got out of the lift, she took out her keys as she was walking towards her unit. When she looked up, she saw a huge guy standing right in front of her door, blocking her way. Luna was dumbfounded. She checked the unit number to see if she had mistakenly gone to the wrong one. Who are you? This is my home and you're in the way. Ms. Brown, I'm Brody. My boss has asked me to protect you, replied the man. He obediently stepped a few steps aside to give her way, and he continued standing there like a bodyguard. Luna was surprised by his reply, Boss? Who's your boss? Brody answered, his surname's Goldberg. Lou, could it be Theo? Brody nodded, yes. Luna felt annoyed. What is he thinking? Why did he suddenly ask you to protect me? Brody replied emotionlessly, my boss asked me to protect your safety during the shooting. Her safety during the shooting? Luna suddenly remembered her discussion with Theo about the script last night. At first, Theo had not agreed to it because there were too many dangerous scenes. Could this be a result of that? Luna took a deep breath. Bro, even if it's your boss's order, your boss asked you to protect me during the shooting. Right now, we're far from starting. Aren't you being here way too early? When will you be starting? Brody asked. I'm not really sure about when, but it definitely won't start anytime soon. Luna replied. Brody thought about it, then looked up. Since you're not sure, then anything is possible. You might start tomorrow, or even now. I must execute my boss's orders. Luna was defeated by his logic, but if you stand here all day, you might affect my life, and I don't know how to explain it to other people if they see you here. Brody thought about it again and nodded, okay, I understand. He then proceeded to leave. While he looked sturdy, he was easier to negotiate with than expected. Luna was relieved as she entered her home. After she went in, she sent Theo a text message, telling him that he did not need to send someone to protect her. Following that, there was no reply, it was dead silent. Usually, when she messaged Theo, he would reply almost instantly. This was the first time that he had not replied after quite some time. He was probably busy working outstation. Luna did not worry about it too much. Instead, she took out the bracelet she had just bought and had another good look at it. It was probably because she had bought it with her first ever endorsement paycheck that the more she looked at it, the more she liked it. She looked at it for some time before keeping it away carefully. After reading some entertainment news and going through her script, nighttime soon arrived. No notification from the phone at all. Theo still had not replied her. Luna frowned. He should have finished work by now and was likely having dinner. Did he not notice the message? Or did he see it but did not reply? For some reason, Luna felt worried. Damn it. She was being too sensitive. It was only half a day that he had not replied her. Why was she feeling that way? Luna shook her head, put her phone aside and went off to get her dinner to stop herself from overthinking. Chapter 438. The next morning. There was no work that day, so Luna went for a morning jog and bought breakfast for herself. As she was walking home, she felt uneasy. It seemed like someone was tailing her. Luna did not freak out. Instead, she calmly took some rougher paths so that she could shake off the stalker and hide. Soon, a large shadow loomed in front of the walkway. Luna timed herself just in time to rush forward and climb onto his back to lock the person's arms in a death grip. Who are you? The man turned around and she gasped, You again? He was the guy who came last night, Brody. She thought that he had left her alone. Who would have guessed that he merely changed his method of so-called protection? Luna let out a long sigh. Didn't I say that we won't start shooting anytime soon? Not at least for another 1 or 2 months. You can relax. Miss, I'm just executing my boss's orders, Brody replied matter-of-factly. Luna rubbed her temples helplessly. Theo had such a dependable man under him. As Luna thought about how to convince him, Brody suddenly whipped out his phone. His expression was one of uncertainty and he murmured, "Why did the boss ask me to go there?" Boss? What boss? Do you mean Theo? Luna had been waiting for Theo's reply since last night and she felt worried. Now that there was some news about Theo, she could not help but take a peek at it. The message said, from the boss himself, "Everyone, no matter where you are, gather at this point immediately, the Arsenal, Philadelphia, America. Coordinates XXX." The message was sent by someone named Andy, probably one of Theo's men. Luna froze after she saw the message. Philadelphia, America. Crap. Theo had actually gone to Philadelphia. Wasn't Philadelphia somewhere that bastard YS frequented? And the message mentioned an arsenal. Why would Theo suddenly summon his men to the arsenal? Could it be related to that guy? If it was true, it would be a huge problem. Brody put his phone away, and told Luna in a hurried voice, "Miss, I need to go to Philadelphia now. Please wait for my return before you start shooting." Luna was getting more and more anxious and she raised her voice, "I've already said that it's not going to happen anytime soon." What happened to Theo? Didn't he just go away for work? Why is it related to an arsenal now? Brody had a troubled expression as he realized Luna had seen the content of the message. "Miss, I cannot tell you now. I don't have time to explain anymore. Please pardon me." He then ran away as fast as he could. While he was as sturdy as a bear, he actually sped off pretty quickly. Luna was worried sick. Damn it, what could have happened to Theo? A thought came to her mind. Instead of worrying and waiting, why not follow him? It would be best if nothing happened. At most, she would just come back quietly. However, if something had really happened. At last, Luna looked at the direction Brody left and made a decision. She quickly ran upstairs to grab her passport and rushed to the airport without any further delay. Upon arriving at the airport, Luna looked up the most likely flight Brody could have taken to Philadelphia. As expected, he had booked the next flight out to Philadelphia, so she bought one a ticket as well, and followed him undetected. Cold air greeted them when they got off the plane. Philadelphia's weather that day was not very nice. It was drizzling, and Luna could sense danger in the air with the ominous clouds moving across the sky slowly. After they got off the plane, Luna hid her presence. It was probably because Brody was in a hurry that he did not notice Luna following him. Chapter 439. In Philadelphia, America. Brody took out his .22 semi-automatic pistol. While the gun was small, it was destructive and had a lot of power. This pistol had saved Brody from numerous dangerous situations. From all the experience from his previous dangerous missions, Brody had a bad feeling about this. Like a beast, he could smell it in the air. Luna hid in a corner and she could sense something was wrong too. Watched carefully by the girl, Brody took a deep breath and went into the deserted pitch-black arsenal. Weird, why would the boss ask us to gather here? A while after Brody had entered, a small car zoomed by and came to a halt. The passenger door opened after the car was parked, and out came one of Theo's most trusted henchmen, Bruce. Soon, 2 other thugs got down and followed Bruce behind. "Leader, why do you think boss gathered us here? This place looks like an abandoned arsenal." I remember this arsenal. It should be an Italian mafia gang site. Does boss have any relationship to the Italian mafia gangs? They looked doubtfully at each other. Italian mafia gangs? Bruce looked a little confused. These 2 men of his were pretty influential in Philadelphia. Otherwise, Bruce wouldn't have kept them as his henchmen. Of all people, they would be knowledgeable about the distribution of power in the area. Italian mafia, but the arsenal has already been abandoned and it shouldn't be of any use now. One of the men nodded at this statement. Boss gathered us at an Italian mafia gang's abandoned arsenal. Bruce mumbled, his expression tight. Worried, he then told them, be careful, act accordingly. His instincts were telling him to be on high guard. Bruce then went into the arsenal with his 2 men. At the corner, Luna sneaked up behind them and went in as well. The arsenal was dark, full of the stench of stale ale. No light from the outside could not get inside, so both Luna and Bruce's group of men could not see clearly. Be careful, Bruce said in a low gravelly voice to his men. They heard the click-clack of a gun reloading, and the 2 men became uneasy. Could it be that it was not the boss who had gathered Bruce here? Take out your phone for light. See what's happening, instructed Bruce. Yes, boss, one of the men said, taking out his phone and turning on the torchlight mode. As the light pierced through the dark spots of the arsenal, Bruce's eyes flew wide open. Brody was lying on the floor, bruised and bloody. Brody. Instinctively, Bruce went forward to help Brody get up. Damn it, there's a spy, yelled Brody, recognizing Bruce. Spy? Bruce got even more nervous, his grip on his gun increasingly firm in his sweaty palms. Chapter 440. He should have trusted his instincts that doubted the reason his boss would gather them at a place like this. Bruce, run. Quickly, it's a trap. Boss isn't here. Brody howled like a beast, his veins bulging out of his forehead, and his eyes bloodshot. Before Bruce could say anything, a blinding light was turned on and the pitch-dark arsenal suddenly became bright as day. Bruce and Brody's group squinted in the light as they heard the sound of the arsenal doors being closed. After Bruce's eyes adjusted to the strong light, he saw the metal door was already locked, sealing them in. Ha ha ha, you bunch of idiots. From inside of the arsenal, they heard footsteps and voices speaking Mandarin. 4 foreign men showed up in tight t-shirts with their muscles bulging through the fabric of their shirts, followed by a long-haired foreign woman in a black outfit. One of the bald men had tattoos all over his shoulder, neck, and even on his head. He looked at Bruce and Brody with a snarl and despise clearly written on his face. Bruce finally understood that their boss Theo was not here. More specifically, he had not gathered them here. It was that damned Hong Junhao who had tricked them here. Hong Junhao, you son of a witch. Damn you. Bruce cursed with a red face. Bruce and Brody now had no doubt that it was Hong Junhao at all. When they had received the message that Theo was waiting here for them, they suspected nothing. Who knew, in the end, they both got trapped here. Hong Junhao was the spy. Ha ha ha, you bunch of stupid pigs, the tattooed bald man guffawed loudly. On the side, the foreign lady kept silent while she toyed around with her black pistol. You guys, who are you? Do you know who Theo is? We're Theo's men. We dare you to even touch a strand of hair on us, yelled one of Bruce's men, sweating profusely. Bruce stared at him helplessly. It was far too late already. What else was there to say? No matter who they were, spending all the effort to trick them to come here was a blatant enough hint that they would be killing them. I'll have all of you die here today, and roast you guys like pigs, roared the bald man, staring at them fiercely. The man who had threatened the bald man and his gang suddenly yelled angrily, whipping out his pistol and aiming it at the bald man, "You're going down with us." "Alice, finish off that pig," the bald man ordered coldly. As soon as the order was given, the lady held up her gun. Bam! The bullet accurately ricocheted off the man's gun. Ah! The man's right palm felt numb and he could not feel any sensation in it anymore. The impact of the gunshot was too strong, causing him to release his gun. He then backed away a few steps and stumbled onto the floor. Bruce and Brody had a really bad feeling about this. The lady's shooting was extraordinarily accurate. And her reflexes were lightning fast. She did not let anyone have the chance to even move an inch. "Oh, Alice baby, why didn't you just kill the pig?" The bald man looked at her questionably. "I don't need a gun to kill him, I'll use my bare hands," she replied in a matter-of-fact tone, calmly walking towards the man.